one chancellor gone, a new chancellor in place. What are the markets making of all of this?
Well, it just so happened, Eamon, that yesterday was a pretty spicy day on global financial markets anyway, even before these resignations. The American stock markets went down, Asian stock markets went down. The FTSE 100, which is the index of leading shares here in the UK, that ended the day 3% down, with the UK faring worse than many other countries, probably because of this political turmoil. And significantly, I think, the pound went below $1.19. What does that mean? Well, just a month ago, the pound was worth $1.25, so it's a big decrease. And once the pound starts to get below $1.20, $1.19, those imports that we rely on in the UK, particularly imports of fuel, which is priced in dollars, they become more expensive.
Well,
so a falling exchange rate adds to inflation here, not least because we have to import fuel, and that fuel becomes more expensive. I think there is a sense that unless the government gets a grip on this quite quickly, as I said on GBNews last night, then sterling could come in the crosshairs of financial markets, and they could test the resolve of the government and the Bank of England to keep sterling roughly where it is.
So then that puts political pressure on the Conservatives, the government, to sort things out.
Digitum extractum, as a teacher once said to me at school, pull your finger out. And you asked what the consequences were, the economic consequences. I've just talked about what's immediately happened on financial markets. But I think the economic consequences could also be expressed in policy.
Yeah.
It depends what Boris Johnson and his new Chancellor Nadhim Zahawi want to do. It depends what their instincts are. There were hints in that letter from Rishi Sunak, a pretty bruising letter, lots of political barbs. But if you read the fine print, they clearly disagreed on tax. Downing Street have been briefing that the Chancellor was refusing Boris Johnson's determination to scrap a big increase in corporation tax that's coming next year from 19 to 25%. As any small business owner will tell you, that's coming down the track. It may be, in order to appeal to the grassroots, in order to appeal to his MPs and the wider base of Conservative voters, and indeed a lot of the country, Boris Johnson now goes for some more radical policies, maybe scrapping VAT on fuel, maybe cutting out that increase in corporation tax coming down the track, maybe a bit more support for households who are cash-strapped with those fuel bill increases happening. If he does do that, if he cuts taxes and we don't get growth, then the markets will take umbrage. But Tom Bow's exactly right. He's a gambler, and it might be that he's about to gamble big with economic policy by going for a more radical tax-cutting agenda.